Hello art lovers, and welcome back to another process video. For this one I'll be changing it up a little bit, and we'll be talking about obviously the steps that I take for this illustration as well as some of my New Year's resolutions. So this is just a very rough illustration. I don't show this very often because it's a lot of putting in lines that eventually end up being erased, and I kind of throw the lines down and then carve away at them with the kind of mechanical eraser that I have there, and you'll see me go back and forth. It's just how how I've learned to do my illustrations. I haven't seen very many people do it that way. Actually, I notice a lot of artists don't do a lot of erasing at all, whereas my kind of process relies on carving away little by little at what I've drawn in. So for this piece, I did it in 3 main steps. I decided to do a painting of a sculpture on a shelf, a image of myself, obviously it's a selfie, and I broke it down into 3 parts. So I did the bust, that was just me, and then I drew in kind of the base of this sculpture on a piece of tracing paper, so as not to mess up the original illustration. And then from there on, I got another piece of tracing paper and drew in the gems that would be sitting on the bottom of the shelf. This would be, what I'm guessing, the same way that the same steps that someone would take if they were doing an illustration in Photoshop. There's different layers that you can use, so that way you don't disturb what you've already done that you actually like. And I use basically the same processes, only I do it on paper. And then once I have refined each of these steps and decided on, exactly how I wanted it to look, I go through and I scan it on my computer, and then I printed it out on my watercolor paper, and that is if you can see it, my Arches watercolor paper that's hot press. It is 7 by 10 inches. This is what I do my smaller pieces on, and I'll probably change it up and do even smaller pieces. I will definitely do larger pieces, but that's what I did this piece on. And if you remember, I did this last year, where it was another Draw This Again challenge, a New Year's portrait of myself, and this is how it came out. And I do like the way that it turned out, although if you look really closely, that doesn't really look like my face, or at least I hope it doesn't. And I just wanted to I wanted to do better. That's the whole purpose of the Draw This Again, the New Year selfie, is to basically evaluate your skills and see how you've grown in the past year and how your style has changed. So that's what I'm doing with this. Now for the New Year's resolutions for 2018, I have a few written down here in my my little booklet that I got. It was gifted to me, this little gemstone booklet. I love gemstones. Shout out to my friend Molly, who gave me this book for me to organize my thoughts and do little doodles in, obviously. So New Year's resolutions. First of my New Year's resolutions is to schedule time for art and stick to it. I have a really bad habit of like marking things down and creating reminders in my calendar and my phone and saying, you know, do art at this time. But then like life gets in the way, or like now I'm sick off and on for a month and a half. So I just kind of push it to the sideline and say, oh, well, I'll do it later. But I want to kind of be more accountable for my actions and create a more regular schedule for creating art. So my plan is, and my hope for this year is to post a finished video on the 15th and the 30th of each month. So that's 2 videos a month. Hopefully I can stick to that schedule. I'm hoping that by saying it to you and putting it out into the ether that I will make it happen. So feel free to call me on my bullshit if I don't put out a video on the 15th and the 30th. I won't be mad if you start hitting me up like, hey, where's the video? It's okay. I'll be expecting it. Number 2 would be continuing creating strong line art. So gotta say, before I like self-taught myself how to watercolor, most of my illustrations were just black and white pencil shading, and I really love the line art and the depth and the value, but I feel like since I've learned how to watercolor and I got engrossed in all of the wonderful techniques and textures that you can create with watercolor, I've started to rely very heavily on the watercolor to create that depth. But I do want my pieces to still have that strength behind them, you know, kind of a base, a building point for the watercolor. So I want to have strong values and strong shading, and the line art specifically to be very strong, so that even if I decide to leave something black and white, it'll still be a nice strong illustration on its own. Number 3 would be focusing on video quality. So specifically making sure that I have good angles for the video, so that way you can all see what I'm doing. The whole purpose behind all of this is for you all to be inspired the way that I was inspired by watching YouTube videos and YouTube artists. But you can't be inspired if you can't actually see what I'm doing. So my point being, generally when I do a video, there's the paper and then my camera sits right above, so it's a straight shot down. Well, I need to start definitely like angling the camera more, so that way you can actually see what's happening beneath my hand, and for these small details you can see what I'm actually doing. Since the plan is to add a lot more detail to my pieces, I want you to be able to see what those details are. Fourth and final one for this video, I definitely want to create more variety. So like this video, I'll be doing a little bit more, I guess, face-to-face, if you can consider this face-to-face. You'll see more of me, and the whole purpose behind me doing this is, with my previous videos, I've noticed it feels, or it sounds kind of dry just to have my voice in the background of the video. I honestly haven't gotten used to hearing myself in the background of the videos, and they tend to sound just, I don't know, very monotone and dry, and there's no personality. And for those of you who know me best, I'm a huge goofball, so to hear myself in that very dry manner, someone is, I don't know, mowing their lawn in the winter, or maybe it's a snowblower, but it's, I don't know. It got warm enough that the snow melted, so I don't know what all that noise is behind me. Bah. Total loss of my train of thought. I want more variety in my videos. So I'm going to try and do a little bit more real-time videos. I'll be talking to you in this way more, so you can all get a better sense of my personality and style and vibe. So yeah, I might decide to do more tutorials. If you are all interested in seeing me do tutorials, please let me know in the comments below, and I can put some of those out there. I'm not sure if you guys want to see me do that. So yeah, if you want to see that, let me know. I'll definitely be doing some more pieces of watercolor on wood. I have some awesome skateboard ideas that I can't wait to pull out for you guys. I even have a little bit of watercolor on glass that I'm experimenting with. Not sure if it's gonna work, but we shall see. I'll probably do that one in 2 steps. So I guess in closing, I just want to say thank you all for stopping by and watching. There's a lot of great new things to come, and I hope you all stay tuned to see them. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions for types of videos I should do, or things you'd like to hear about in these videos, please feel free to put them in the comments below. If you have any critiques and you think my art is crap, go for it. Put that in the comments below too. I'm open to all criticisms. I prefer something useful. So if you want to say my art is crap, give me a hint as to how I can fix it. But yeah, I hope you all had an awesome new year, and I will be doing a second video. So part 2 to this will be the watercolor application. They should be both posted on the same day. Cross my fingers. But yeah, thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you all in the next one.